Okay. Okay. So, the thing is that if you want to improve your spoken, you can do it in many ways. What I did when I was in, third semester of my master's degree back in 2017, I, along with one of my very close friends, right, Mr. Fahim, we have learned that, only learning the language and, learning the rules will not help us in placing ourselves in the market and getting a good job, right? So when we realized this thing in the third semester, so we were having only 2 semesters left. And we decided straight away that now onwards, throughout, the last 2 semesters, we are not going to speak with each other in Pashto, our mother tongue, right? We were, hostel mates as well, roommates as well. So we started speaking in English. Whenever he would say something, he would say it in English. Whenever I would want to say something, I would say it in English. And, slowly and gradually, even though people would laugh at us, some of our class fellows, they would think, look at these English guys and the kind of comments you get, the typical, comments in our society. But anyways, we didn't care. We would continue speaking, right? Even in the corridors of the university, in the classroom, outside the classroom, in the cafe, right? In our room, in a hostel room, and everywhere, right? Even there's a fun fact that when Fahim would get up early in the morning, so he would tell me, "Hey, hi, Mr. Anam, how are you?" Right? We would start with this. So, with this practice, after a month, we realized that, our speech is improved a lot. It has improved. And we continued it, the same activity, the same practice till the end of, our master's degree. And by God, I'm telling you that out of 120 students, we were the only two who could speak, who could speak English without, getting stuck, without hesitation, right? We would present ourselves very well, right? Specifically when there would be presentations, class presentations. We would not memorize anything. We would just study the topic, come to the dice, and we would deliver the presentation. So this has helped us a lot. We have improved a lot through this way. So this is the same suggestion to you people as well. You are friends, you are colleagues, talk to each other, right? And you will improve a lot. Even if you speak uh, at least for half an hour every day, right? You will see after 1 month, exactly after 1 month, you will see a lot of improvement in your, speech. So this is what I can suggest, and this is what you can practice. Clear?
Okay, sir.
Atika, it's for both of you. Okay, it will make you, it will take away the nervousness, right? You will be able to speak, and along with that, you will, learn where to use which word, right? You will learn the exact, usage of those words. You will also improve your, grammar, your fluency, and everything will be, improved. So start, this practice straight away after the class. You can do it, right? Okay, let's move to our lecture now. Is the screen visible?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so in the previous two classes, we have talked about the IELTS speaking section 1, where we were having introduction, right? And a few, day-to-day topics. After that, we discussed the second part, second section of the speaking, IELTS speaking. And in that section, we have talked about the individual long, speech, we can say, where we were given a cue card or the task card, and we would be required to talk about it for 1 to 2 minutes. And we discussed, all its formalities and stuff like that. Today we are gonna discuss the final part of your, our IELTS speaking, and that is the part 3 of the speaking test. We call it the discussion part, right? So in today's lesson, you will learn, you will become familiar with part 3 of the speaking test, the discussion. You will learn to develop your vocabulary for part 3 topics, and you will also practice extending your answers. Along with that, you will also practice using correct tenses, right? The tenses that you can use in the present, past, or future. You will practice talking about comparisons, different elements, and you will learn how to speak more clearly, right? So this is the overall, layout of for today's lecture. The first thing is that we need to know what the discussion part is all about. So in the discussion part, what happens is that you discuss things with examiner, right? And there are general themes related to part two topic, right? The discussion is about, the general themes which are related to whatever you have discussed in the part two. So, for example, the part two topic was about culture or cultural representation. So these questions will also be somehow related to cultural representation, right? If the task two, part was about, let's say, sports. So the questions in the discussion part will also be related to sports. If that is about, let's say, cultural events, so again, the questions or the discussion in the part three will be about, cultural events and so on, right? Or education or any other, relevant topic. And this discussion part lasts for 4 to 5 minutes. So you will have 4 to 5 minutes to discuss things. It'll be generally 3 to 4 questions, and you will be answering those questions with longer answers. Now, in the discussion part, the questions are more abstract and general, right? Abstract means, things which are related to your cognition, right? They are not very concrete. You are given general statements and you need to talk about them. And you will be tested on your ability to explain your opinions, right? Probably, for example, if the examiner asks you, what do you think about your culture, right? Or what do you think about the education system of your country? Or, for example, if the topic is about weather, so what kind of weather do you like, right? So something like that. And then you will, have to analyze, discuss, and speculate about issues. For example, if there is a discussion about issue, obesity, for example, the topic was related to obesity, right? So you might be asked about this issue, and then you have to analyze, you have to discuss, you have to discuss different opinions, and then you can also suggest your opinion as well. Well, people might think about this issue from this and this perspective, but I have this and this opinion, right? Now, for example, if the task card was about this one, describe a special occasion in your life, and you should say where this occasion took place, when it occurred, and who was there, and explain how you felt on this special occasion, right? So you will have to answer this question, questions like these. Asia, could you please read these questions for me?
Special occasions. What are some of the different special occasions celebrated in your country?
All right,
What
all right, all right. Now, if you are asked this question, what are some of the different special occasions celebrated in your country? You see, it's very abstract. It's very general question. It's not limited to one thing. You can talk about many things here, right? Now, if you are being asked the same question, what will be your answer? Could you please answer it?
there are different special occasions celebrated in my country is Eid al-Fitr, Eid
Mhm.
al-Adha, Eid al-Milad al-Nabi, and 14 August, mm,
Okay. You
and many
see,
more festivals.
yes, you are not only about asked about the names, what are some of the different special occasions. Look at the word different special occasions. So you have to explain why are they different. For example, you said Eid al-Fitr and Eid al-Azha. Why are they different? How are they different? And talk about it. You have to extend your answer. Are you getting it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Could you please read the second one?
What clothing is worn at these special occasions?
Again, you see, a question related to the same topic. What clothing? What type of clothing? You can talk about it. You can talk about the clothing worn in weddings, the clothing worn at, Eid festivals, the clothing worn at, national celebrations, right? The clothing worn at, let's say, religious celebrations, right? Family celebrations, and so on. So you can categorize them. There are family celebrations, there are religious celebrations, national celebrations, right? And then you can also talk about individual celebrations. For example, it's my birthday. That's an individual celebration. If I want to celebrate it, I can. If I don't want to, nobody's gonna force me. But Eid celebrations, they are the ones, the kind of celebrations where whether you like it or not, you have to celebrate, right? If you're not celebrating, people won't like it. Everybody would ask, what happened? Why are you not celebrating, right? Are you getting my point?
Yes, sir.
But if you're not celebrating your birthday, for example, nobody's gonna care. Okay, that's your individual choice. If you're not celebrating, let's say, your graduation ceremony, right? You've got, the degree and everyone is happy, you are happy. If you want to celebrate it, yes, you can. But if you don't want to celebrate your graduation, nobody's gonna care. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Could you please read the third one?
Why do you think that we celebrated special occasions?
Yes. Again, a very general statement. Why do you think we celebrated special occasions, right? Or we celebrate special occasions? What is the reason? Why people like to celebrate, right? Why did if someone don't, uh, why, right? So why they don't celebrate? So these are the questions that we need to be prepared to answer. So now, Atika, could you please read the questions in the family section? Ji Atika. Atika has gone totally mute. Okay, Asia, could you please read these ones?
How important is it, in your view, for families to share special occasions?
Now, how is it important, in your view? So you are asked directly to state your opinion. What do you think, right? For families to share special occasions, right? How important it is. And you can talk about, the recent activity, the recent, celebration that you have had, right? It was a special occasion in your family and how important it was to be celebrated and the way you people celebrated. As you mentioned, sir, it was a celebration without music. I remember your words, right?
Yes, sir.
Now, usually you can explain it. Usually it is, celebrated with music, a lot of music, a high volume music, you can say, and nobody questions it, right? And in my culture, in our culture. But if may God forbid, if there is something like that, which of course, as we discussed on that day, we don't appreciate it, right? Because if something bad has happened, it has already happened, and now it's part of the past. Why should we, you can say, ruin our moods with something that has happened in the past and present? But anyways, this is how the culture is, right? If something like that
Sir,
happens,
sir,
yes,
actually, sir, actually, everyone separately listen to music, even dance. But if we play that music in hall, then it will be a bad thing for everyone
that is involved.
that
Yes.
person play the music. Yes, sir.
Exactly. So this is why, yeah, I'm saying that you can explain the same thing, the same mentality that people like to celebrate special occasions, right? They share special occasions, but within this uh, sharing of special occasions, what happens? You have to be mindful of the family etiquettes, you can say, or the cultural etiquettes, right? If you're not following those guidelines, so as you mentioned, people don't like it. They will, individually they will be doing it, but if you do it in a collective manner, people detest it, they don't appreciate it. Clear?
Yes, yes, sir.
Okay. Then another question is related to the same thing. What are some of the changes that have occurred in family life in recent years? So could you please answer it? Atika, if you can answer this one. Some of the changes that have occurred in family life in recent years. Okay, Asya, you should do it.
Hmm. There are there are huge changes occur in our family life recently. First of all, one sad thing that happened is my uncle death, and because of this incident all of my family is disturbed a lot, especially my father. After that we have a marriage ceremony of my brother. A new member is added in our family, and we enjoy a lot the marriage ceremony. Like, that's all.
Okay, you could extend it. You could have said that, in the past, the family life was like this. Everyone was happy, right? We were kids. We were having no tensions. We would do whatever we like, right? The parents, they would
Yes.
love us, right? And then, we grew up, right? Things have, started changing. Now we are feeling the change. When we were kids, everything was enjoyed, right? And we were enjoying things. We were, free of tension, right? But now, as we are grown, right? The life is more difficult, because you have to take care of everybody. Uh, and I would like to explain it in terms of a recent mishap which happened in my family, which is the demise of one of my uncles, right? And it has actually shattered our whole family, especially my father, who was very attached with my late uncle, right? And then you can talk about it further. So this is how you say you start with the past, and then you come to the present, and then you can also expand it to the future if you want to.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Same is the case with, these entertainment questions. You have to expand your answers, and you have to say more. You have to say a lot. You have to discuss the things. You have to discuss different, perspectives. As I've mentioned, we have discussed the past, we are discussing the present, and we can discuss the future as well, right?
So I want to ask this question from you. What are
Okay.
the different forms of popular entertainment in your country?
What are the different forms of popular entertainment in your country? Well, it's a very good question. There are many, different types of, you can say, entertainments, right? Entertainment related to sports, entertainment related to theater, entertainment related to other activities such as biking, or you can say racing, right? Gaming as well, which is a big entertainment industry, by the way. So if I want to talk about all of them, the time is very limited, but I can discuss a few. I personally like theater, especially the performance on the stage when a drama is being displayed. And one of the examples that I remember, I've recently watched theater drama, organized by the students of Edwards College, by Edwards Dramatic Club. It was, The Count of Monte Cristo. That was the title of the drama. And, all the characters, they were really amazing. And it was, the time span was around 1.5 hours, and it was really good. It was really some fun because, all the characters, they have really adapted themselves into the characters that they were, enacting. And in that occasion, I met a lot of people from different academic settings. And so this is all about one perspective of entertainment. Along with that, there are racing activities, there are gamings, there is sports such as cricket, football, hockey, and other things. So this is how you discuss things.
Okay, sir.
You got it. Because when you talk about things, you can add up things as well. As I've mentioned, when I
Yeah,
talked
I
about,
got it, but I don't speak it. I don't know why.
say it again. What did you do?
But I got your points that we
Mm,
have to extend every answers. We
mhm.
should add many things to our answers, but I don't. I also have vocabulary, but I don't speak.
Okay, you cannot speak.
Yes,
You
sir.
don't remember the right word at the right time. This is the
Yes,
problem.
sir. Yes,
That is, a very simple problem, and this problem can be resolved very easily. As I've already mentioned, with practice, you can do it. If you are not using something, it gets rusty, right? Are you getting my point? You
yes,
have the
sir.
vocabulary, you have the structure, but it has got rust, right? Now
Yes, sir.
you have to get rid of that rust, and the only way to do is practice.
Practice. Yes,
Yes,
sir.
right? And Pashto, we say regmal rawala, and get the rust out of it.
Yes, sir.
So this is how you do it. Even this was the same problem I have been through, but now, as you can see, I am very fluent. And the reason of this fluency is I'm speaking. Atika knows, most of
Yes,
the
sir.
teachers in our university, they don't speak. And because of that, they
Yes,
cannot.
that's the problem.
Yeah, this is
That's
the
the
problem.
problem. If our teachers speak English, we will probably speak English with our teachers. But if teachers are unable to speak English with us, then as a result, the student will also unable to speak English.
Exactly. This is something that I've been telling them, my students, from the day first. I'm I'm telling them that, one of the reasons that even after studying English for 14 or 15 years continuously, we have started with, in grade one with A for apple, right? We started from there. Now you have got your a bachelor's degree, 16 years of education, and still you are unable to speak. English is just a language, the same as Pashto is a language, Urdu is a language, but we are able to speak. The reason is we have got the
Yes,
environment. So you have to create the environment for yourself. English is nothing more than that, it's just a language. And to learn a language, you hardly need, let's say, 4 or 5 months. You can do it. But the only reason when you are not provided the environment, if the students they are not, speaking, the teacher is not speaking, how will you learn? We are teaching English in Pashto in simple words. We are teaching
yes,
literature in Pashto or in Urdu. We are not, targeting the target language, which is English. And that's why we are lagging behind. The teachers are lagging behind. They cannot speak. The students are lagging behind. They cannot speak. The reason is, as I've already mentioned, we are not, creating the environment for learning. Clear? Okay, let's
yes,
move
sir.
ahead. Now, how can you extend your answer? So the focus should be on fluency. The key strategies are comment on the question. You can see here when the examiner has asked, why do you think that we celebrate special occasions? The candidate replied, well, that's a really interesting question. I did the same thing. If you have noticed when you asked me the question in the previous slide, I said, well, it's a very good question, didn't I? Are you
Yes,
getting
sir.
it? And it's a strategy. When you don't know the answer of something, by commenting on the question, you are actually buying time. And when you get, it will give you 2 to 3 seconds to answer it, right? To say it. And this time you can think. You can think about all the possible, possibilities of how to answer it. When you say, well, that's really a really interesting question. I believe or I think, right? Or I suppose, and so on. So you need to comment on the question. Is it clear? Like this one. Then you should provide reasons and examples. As you can see here, I think that we want to remember these special times in our lives. This is why we are celebrating special occasions. And the reason is, so I think that we should celebrate special occasions because they give us happy memories. You see the reason? Why should we celebrate special occasions? Because it gives us happy memories, and we want to remember those happy memories. Recently, you have had a celebration in your family. Why we celebrated it? You might have made a lot of photos, right? Because you want to remember it. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Now, further base your answer on your own knowledge and experience. You can talk about it further. That what kind of knowledge or experience do you have, and related to the question. So as you can see here, could you please read the candidate's answer? And the examiner has asked, do people have to wear special clothing at these celebrations? Could you please read the candidate's reply?
Yes, for example, for weddings, the bride usually wears a white dress. You, yes, for example, for weddings, the bride usually wears a red dress with a red shawl around her waist, and the groom wears a sherwani.
Right? You can,
Sir, I add my
yes.
points.
Yeah, I know, I got it. Right? So this is how you answer it. You gave an example, right? Now, could you please read this one? Excuse me. Why is it not displaying full? Okay. Could you please read the candidate's response here using knowledge and experience?
Well, it's a difficult. Okay. Which
Mhm.
one, sir?
This one, exactly this one. Well, it's a difficult to say.
Well, it's a difficult to say because I come from a very big country and shopping habits vary from place to place. But in my city, there are both uh, traditional markets and large modern shopping centers. I think that shopping centers are becoming more and more popular nowadays.
You see, he is actually using his experience, right? And his knowledge. I came from a very big country, right? He's talking about himself. I came from a very big country. That's his own experience. And shopping habits vary from place to place. But in my city, he's sharing again his experience, right? There are both traditional markets and large modern shopping centers. And then again, he says, I think that shopping centers are becoming more and more popular nowadays. So this is his knowledge and experience that he is sharing. And this is what you can do as well, right? So these are a few tips you can take when answering a question in the third section. You can comment, for example, that's an interesting question, that's a difficult question, let me see or let me think, right? For example, then when you are giving reasons, you can use these words because or that's why, or as you can see, right? When you have discussed something, then you can add up these words. When examples, right? You can use the word such as, for instance, to give you an idea, right? And when you are using your knowledge and experience, you can say, in my experience, or in my view, or according to my point of view, or as I think, etc., etc. So these are the words which you actually, say, and it actually adds up and tells the examiner that you have a good command of English language. Is it clear? Here is,
Yes.
an example for you people. Let me play it for you, right? And to show you, what's there. Connected. Fine. Now read, listen to this one, okay?
Celebrate special occasions? Well, that's an interesting question. I think we really want to remember these special times in our lives. We celebrate.
You see, the examiner is asking, why do you think we celebrate special occasions? And the candidate replied, well, I think that's a very good question, right? And then he further adds up. So, this is how you actually respond. Is it clear? Is it clear or not?
Yes, sir.
Okay, look at this one.
Clothing and good celebrations. Yes. For example, for weddings, the bride normally wears a white dress.
You see, when answering, the candidate said that, the bride, she wears such and such dress and so on.
Celebrate special occasions.
Okay. Now, we need to, have this practice of how can we extend our, answer, right? So I'll ask you these questions and you need to answer them, okay? Is it clear? Are you ready? Hello? Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, Atika, are you there? Could you please answer? Could you please unmute yourself?
Yes,
Ji,
sir.
Atika, answer me this question, okay? How important is it, in your view, for families to share special occasions? Mm-hmm. Answer the first question. Ji, could you please answer it?
Yeah, I will answer the second one.
You will answer what? You will answer the second one?
Yes.
Okay, answer the second one. What other special occasions are often celebrated in your country? Start speaking, dear.
Apart from religious festivals,
Mm-hmm.
mm, we also celebrate several national and cultural occasions
Mm-hmm.
like Eid al-Fitr and Eid al-Adha,
Mm-hmm.
14th August, that is our Independence Day,
Mm-hmm. And
wedding are also special occasion in Pakistan.
mm-hmm. Why are you hesitating? Just say things. Whatever comes to your mind, you can say it. Okay, if I ask you
They
why,
can laugh or create
Mhm.
a lot of functions.
Okay, okay. If there is a wedding, what kind of dress would you like to wear?
Simple dress.
Simple dress? Come on. Let's say Asia has invited you, just suppose, uh, to her, brother's wedding, and you are supposed to go there. What kind of dress would you like to wear?
Simple dress.
Okay, you don't want to look like a bride, right?
Yes, sir.
Or you don't want to compete the bride. All right, I'm just kidding. Fine. Okay, Asia, could you please answer the third one? Do people have to wear special clothing? You have already answered this one, I think. Yes, but still, people have to wear special clothing at these festivals or celebrations?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. This is an interesting question. In in every celebration, there are different kinds of celebration in our country. In every different celebration, people wear different kinds of dresses. For example, in wedding, usually bride wore a heavy dress, usually of red colored, and the groom wear a sherwani of white color. Majority. They also prefer many more colors, but the most used color is red one. And the other people also wear heavy dresses. Some people like Atika prefer simple dresses, and many people, I myself always prefer wearing heavy dress. And wedding, like in my brother's wedding, my sister wedding, and if there is a wedding from our in our far relatives, I wear a simple dress then. And in our, or that's about the wedding ceremony or the wedding celebration. But in Eid, we usually wear a little kind, a little bit heavy dress on day first, and then wear on the second and third day we wore a simple dress. We will look to the weather, and we will wear the dresses related according to the weather. If weather is hot, we will wear a cotton suit or any other kind of suit which feel cool to us. And if the
Mhm.
weather is cool, then we will wear a dress which feel us warm. That's
Mhm.
all about the celebration, the clothing of celebration.
All right, all right. Well, you answered it very well. I really appreciate it. Although there were, a few mistakes related to your grammar, especially the use of tense. You said wore continuously, right? So these are the things that you will slowly and gradually improve when you practice it more and more. Okay, but it was
Okay,
a
sir.
very good answer. Okay, Atika, why do you think that we celebrate special occasions? Ji Atika, why do you think we celebrate special occasions? Could you please unmute yourself and talk?
There are few main reasons. First, to remember our history,
Mm-hmm.
religion, and culture,
Mm-hmm.
etc.
Mm-hmm.
Second, to take a break from daily work and enjoy time with family.
Mm-hmm.
For example, when children see us celebrating Eid, they learn about our customs.
Mhm. Very good. Yes, you answered it well. That we celebrate them for different reasons. One of the reasons is to remember our past, right? To have good memories. The second reason is that we want to teach our kids. And how can we do it? So one of the ways is that we celebrate, and the children, they see us, they remember us, right? They remember the things, and then this is how the tradition is being passed to the next generation. And when they grow up, they will do the same, right? So it's a very good way to say it, but you should have extended it to further examples and further discussion. Anyways, so this is
Okay,
all
sir.
about it for extending your answers, right? Okay. Now, here another important thing is that you should focus on vocabulary. Asia, as you have mentioned already, yes, sir, I get stuck. I want to talk about things, I have things, but I cannot say it. The reason is that you are not using them. When you don't use them, you will be unable to speak, right? So here is a tip. The tip is that you are having these topics such as media, family, education, travel, shopping, the environment, cities, art, music, work, housing, celebrations, food, leisure, clothes or clothing, transport, right? So these are the topic. Think about them. Think about these topics, right? And then think about the possible vocabulary that you have or that you would require, that you would need to talk about these topics, right? And then ask yourselves these questions. What do I think about this topic? What's the situation in my country? For example, the media. What is my perception of media? And what is the current situation of media in my country? Shopping, what do I think of shopping? Positive, negative, agree or disagree, whatever, right? And then what is the situation in my country? Are people shopping a lot or not, etc., etc. Music, for example, what is my point of view regarding music? What do I think of music and what the others think, right? What's the situation in my country? What's the situation in my family, for example, right? Family, what do I think of my family or other families, and what's the situation in my family? Are we living in a joint family system or not, right? And you can think about all of the possibilities and all the possible vocabulary related to media, right? So here are a few examples. You are given these topics, right? And there are a few words, right? You have to match each of these words to the right destination. So Atika, tell me that in this lot of media, pick three words which are related to this one out of these words. G, could you please pick a few words from here?
TV program, advertising,
And
newspaper article.
okay, fine, very good. TV program is related to media. Newspaper articles, again related to media, and advertising, yes, somehow it's also related to. Okay, Asia, could you please tell me words related to family?
Youngest, extended family, and parents.
Yes, youngest, extended family, and parents. Right, very good. Now, Atika, tell me about education.
Primary school, graduate,
Mm-hmm. And
and assessment.
yes, assessment. Primary school, graduate, and assessment. What about the travel? Asia.
Tourist overseas journey.
Yes. Tourist, overseas, and journey. These are the words related to travel. As you can see here, so this is, the all the possible words that you might be required to use and your answers to, the discussion part, right? So you can always think of words related to all these topics. These are the possible topics. I will share these topics with you after the class so that you can write all the words in your mind related to each of these topics, right? And think about them and then try to use them, right? And make sentences with them. Is it clear?
Yes,
Now,
sir.
another important thing is that you should be very focused on the grammar, the past, present, and future, right? You should not be using future tense and present. You should not be using past tense for the present, event and so on. So this is very important to use the correct tense about the correct statement that you are, uttering. Now, you should use variety of verb forms such as present simple, past simple, present future, and present perfect and future, etc., etc. Now look at the verb forms. I think that parents have a vital role. You can see it's a simple present tense. I think parents' roles have changed. Present perfect, right? Have changed, as you can see here. Are you getting it? 50 years ago, not many mothers worked. Are you getting it? It's the same topic, discussion about the same thing, same theme, but things are different, right? And they are articulated differently. In one place, you're talking about the present condition. Then you are talking about how the things have been changed. And then you refer to a past event. And you talk about it that, 50 years ago, 5 decades ago, most of the mothers, they were not working or they didn't work. But nowadays, the roles of parents have changed. They're not only parenting, but they're also working, right? They're working to get money, to give good standards of life to their children, and so on. Is it clear? Is it clear or not?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, you can practice these phrases for talking about the future, for example. It may well be that shopping will become much easier in the future, right? This is one of the example sentence. You can also say, it may, could, might, well, then the subject, well be that, shopping, or for example, you can use any other subject. For example, that I will go to London, for example. It might well be that I will go to United States. Asya, it's your dream, right? Isn't it?
Not a dream, just a wish.
Okay, just a wish. What's your dream then? If there is
I
any.
still didn't observe my dreams.
Okay, you have no idea. Okay, fine.
I have many. That's
You
why.
you have many.
Dreams are sometimes just one, but I have many.
Okay,
So I will connect it to many wishes.
okay. So you have many dreams or you have many wishes?
Many wishes.
All right. You don't have a dream.
I have, but I didn't think it.
Okay. You have, but you don't know it. This is what you could say.
Now I don't have words for my dream.
Okay, you can say it in Pashto and then I will translate it into English. What dream do you have?
Mm, So at that time I can't speak.
All right, fine.
Okay.
We'll discuss it later. It's quite
Okay.
possible that Asya will have only one dream, for example, right? Now, Atika, you should make a statement with this one. I think that, and then add a subject and then complete the sentence. Atika, tell me, I think that. Atika, could you please? Ji, say it, whatever you think. Okay, Asya, can you make a statement here? I think that
I, I think that I will get a scholarship for my MPhil from
you
foreign
will get
countries.
very good. You think that you will get a scholarship. Why don't you believe it? I believe that I will get,
Sir,
I'm just
because
kidding.
you told me that use the statement of I think that's why.
Yeah, I'm just kidding. I told you, you should. Okay, I imagine that. Make a statement with this one.
I imagine that one day I will become a great doctor of linguistics.
Great, excellent. Now this is what you call a dream. You have dreamed that, right?
Sir, but not in Pakistan.
All right, don't worry. We will see where life will take you. That's something related to the future. But you are imagining it. You were saying that you do not have a dream, or you cannot think of one. Now we
Sir,
have.
for the things, sir,
Mhm.
for those things for the things for which we work hard, then it is probably that we will get it. If someone did not work hard for something, then it is clear that that person will not get it. And if someone tries to get it, then probably he or she.
Yes, you are right. But it's not always the case. Sometimes you work hard and still you do not get what you work for, right?
Sir, but we
So
don't have to lose our dreams.
no, nobody's asking you to lose your dreams or lose your hope. The only
Yes,
thing is, as you mentioned, that uh, I wanted to, let's say, I want to become the president of United States.
yes,
I'm dreaming it, right?
yes.
I'm dreaming myself in heaven. May Allah
You
take us.
will
Yeah,
be, inshallah, sir.
inshallah. But I'm just giving you examples. So sometimes you work hard for something, but you don't get it. It's not only the hard work, it's also the luck, right? What they call the fate, right? So it has
Sir,
got its
my one
own.
teacher, sir,
Mhm,
sir, my one teacher, he's in America. I told him that it's all about luck. Then
mhm.
he turned it, and and he said to me that it is not luck, it is hard work. First, he told me his story. He believed that previously I believed that everything will be and everything I will get through my luck, my prayers, also with the work hard. But later I realized that everything we get through hard works.
Yes, dear, but I do not 100% agree with it because uh, I have worked hard. I've worked very hard to achieve certain things, but I didn't get them. And the reason
Sir,
wasn't like this that I was
sir,
not working. I was working hard
sir,
and I was working in the right direction. But sometimes,
sir, you don't know your future yet. Maybe in the future you will get you get everything for the things you hope.
well, the thing that I want right now, I have worked for it 10 years back. But right now, I do not have those things. As you mentioned,
So,
yes, probably after when I get touch the age of 50, probably if I am alive, I may get them, but probably then I might don't need them, right? Everything has a time. You know,
yes, sir.
when I was a kid, I loved, bicycles a lot. And at that time I did not had the bicycle. As I grew up, I got a bicycle, but then I did not need it. my love and my enthusiasm for the thing that I wanted at the age of, let's say, 5 or 7 was not the same at the age of 13 or 14. Are you getting it? Same as the
sir.
case right now. For example, the things that I have wanted back when I was, let's say, 20 years of age, right? And I wanted to have them by 30. Now I am into 30 and I do not have them. Some of the things.
Yes, sir.
So
I also believe in luck.
yeah. So,
Sir,
but one thing is sure, that you should not stop working hard. You should continuously work. Then it's up to the luck. If you know fortune had it for you, you will get it.
sir, lucks matter a lot.
Yeah, but if you know you are not having it in your in your fortune, in your they call it taqdeer, then probably you won't get it, right?
Yes,
Anyways,
sir.
that's a different discussion. All
Yes.
right. We can also make a statement with perhaps I will go to the United States of America. Maybe I will not be around after, let's say, 10 years. I guess that I will achieve my goals, for example, or I doubt whether you can do it or not, right? And so on. So you can make all these statements. And it's not only limited to the future, you can also practice them in the present. I imagine that right now I am in heaven because I am surrounded by my students, for example. You see, I've made a present tense, right? I've made a statement in the present tense. So we can do it both ways. I imagined, you talk about the past. I imagined that 10 years on and I will be, let's say, a millionaire, for example. 10 years ago, I imagined, right? So you can make these statements, but the thing is you should use the correct form of verb. That is something which actually matters and which is really important. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, let's move ahead. Then we have this practice activity where we have these tenses, right? I will share this with you as well, right? So that you can see here, present simple. It is used for showing a repeated action, how often something happens, right? One action follows another one, right? The form is subject plus infinitive or infinitive plus S. In the negative, you use these structures. Then these are the examples. Same is the case with past simple, present perfect, future with will, and future with going to, gerund, and so on. So I'll share this, with you people later on after the class so that you can practice more at home. Clear?
Okay, sir.
Now here is another activity. Could you please, complete these ones? Present simple. Here is the example. They are an example to their children. Could you please select any of them?
This is always true.
They are an example to their children. Okay. This is always true. Fine. Past simple.
My mother has always worked.
No.
Now, this was true in the past and is still true now.
Yes. This was true in the past, and it's still true now. No, it's not. 50 years ago, not many mothers worked, right? So not many mothers worked. This was true then, right? But it's not now. Are you getting it?
Okay, sir.
Present perfect. So which one of them is present perfect?
My mother has always worked.
Uh-huh. This was true in the past and is still true now.
Yes,
Are you
sir.
getting it? So these two go to the present perfect slot. This one go to this slot, the example slot, and this is always true, goes to this slot. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. The last thing that you should be, somebody has texted. Atika is saying, Sergi, I think that my cousin wedding after 2 weeks. Will be after 2 weeks. Then it will be correct, right? Or is after 2 weeks is also correct. Okay, another thing which is very important is related to your pronunciation. It is related to your clarity of speech. And it's very important, right? Why it is important? Because, you need to be, clear about everything. And the examiner wants to see whether you are able to speak the language accurately and, clearly or not. So if you are not, clear in your speech, you are not clear in your pronunciation, what will happen? The examiner might miscomprehend, misunderstand your words, and you might get low bands for it, right? So you should always be aware of your volume. You should not be too high, neither too low. As you might have seen in the example of Atika, when she speaks certain words very high, and then she totally drops it, right? She totally drops her volume, and I cannot even hear anything. So this is important. Second thing, check your posture. How are you sitting, right? For example, you should not be like this, right? Because if you are like this, automatically your volume, your mouth, your sound will go down, and it will not be directly communicated or to your examiner, and he might misunderstand certain words that you utter, right? Watch your pace. You should not be too fast, neither too slow, right? You should talk with a moderate pace in the middle, right? As I am speaking. I'm not saying that, when you start just reading, for example, be aware of volume, check your posture, watch your pace, and so on. No, not like that. And it should not be like this. Be aware of volume, then it's not sounding like you are saying something. So you should sound natural. Your pace should be very, very moderate. Remember to pause. It's always a good idea to pause, right? In between two statements, in the middle of two clauses, and so on. Whenever you think it is necessary and it is, good to take a pause, you should take a pause. In Urdu, we have a very good example of it, and they did it in through the sign of punctuation of comma. Uto mat, comma, beto. And then uto, comma, mat beto, right? You might have seen that example time and again. So same is the case here. You should take a pause whenever there is necessary. When there are two clauses, you're joining them, take a pause in the middle so that you should sound natural, right? Be careful about endings. When you are near to your end, you should be careful. You should take the proper words. You should use the proper words so that the examiner should have the idea that now you are about to end the statements. You know, and then learn punctuation of new words or pronunciation of new words. Sorry, when you have new words, you learn it. So try to learn the pronunciation as well. If you are not learning the pronunciation, what will happen? You might mispronounce them. And mispronouncing means you are actually losing grades for it. So you should be careful. Now, Atika, could you please read this statement for me? This one, stressing keywords.
In the future, well, I guess
Uh-huh. G, please.
shopping will continue.
To what? Shopping,
Which one?
shopping will continue to change. This one. Say it again.
Shopping will continue with change. To change.
Yes. Okay, as you might have observed, Atika, you are just reading and it was very slow. This is not the good way to say it, right? Asya, could you please read this one for me?
In the future, well, I guess shopping will continue to change.
Okay. Now, as you can see here, both of these statements, they are the same. But in the first one, as you can see here, the foo, the guess, the ten, and the change words are highlighted. Here in this one, in the, well, and will, and to, these words are highlighted. Now, the difference between the two is that, in the first one, these are the content words. And the second one, these are the highlighted words are the function words. So remember that you should always focus the content words. You should always stress the content words. It should be said like this. Now listen to me, okay? And listen to me carefully. The way I am saying it. In the future, you see, in the future, well, I guess shopping will continue to change. Are you getting it?
Yes, sir.
The focus was on the future. In the future, well, I guess shopping will continue to change. Continue to change. You see? So you should always, if you want to stress, you should be stressing the content words. The content words means the words which are actually carrying the meaning of the sentence. You should not be stressing the function words. Is it clear? And what are the content words? They are the nouns, verbs, or adjectives. We don't usually stress the grammar words, which are actually articles or prepositions, etc., etc.
Function words.
Yes, sir.
Clear?
Yes, sir.
So that's all about it for your speaking part 3. If there is any question, you can ask.
Sir, what about Duolingo test?
Duolingo is a different test. It's the same as, you can say IELTS because it also tests your ability of English language, all the 4 skills, reading, writing, speaking, and, listening, right? So it's the same. And it's not only the only test. There are many other tests of English language. And you will,
Sorry for IELTS Duolingo.
excuse me?
Sir, I hear that Duolingo test is easy.
It's a bit easy, but again, a bit easy, I'm saying. But again, there are many other problems related to that test. Sometimes it gets stuck. Sometimes you are banned for no reason, right? Because they have got their own protocols, and because of that, you might be banned from taking the test, right? Sometimes they delay the results. Sometimes the results won't come, and so on. Those are the problems. And another thing is the Duolingo is mostly not accepted by many countries, many countries, or you can say universities. So IELTS is the most, the standardized test, you can say. It is accepted by almost, I should say, all the, universities and countries. Either you are applying for the immigration purpose or for, academic purpose, right? Both ways, you should take IELTS test and, it's acceptable around the globe. Along
Sir,
with that, in the second place, there is TOEFL, right? It's American-based test. And after that, there are many other tests such as Oxford ELLT, Language Search, Duolingo, right? PSI, and so many others, right? So PTE is, a now very trending test. So all of them, they are, language tests.
Okay, sir.
Is there any other question
No, sir.
related to our
Sir,
today's
but
lecture?
Duolingo is not expensive. That's why.
Yes, it's not expensive, but it is not acceptable by many, most of the universities,
So, but
right?
it is acceptable in US and Canada.
Yes, but not all the universities accept it. Before applying to a specific university, you have to check whether they accept Duolingo or not.
So
Even,
many universities also accept MOI.
yes, they do. This is what I was about to say. If you take, you can produce a language proficiency certificate from your university. Some of the universities, they do accept it. Even you don't need to take an, IELTS or any other language test. But, some of the well-known universities, they will always ask you about, IELTS or TOEFL or PT or any other test.
So we just only want to enter, just go out from Pakistan, whether it
All
is a
right.
cheap university or expensive.
All right. What we can do is I will put you in a plane, right?
So,
And they will fly you out of this country.
so,
All right, that's all about it. Tomorrow, inshallah, we will have a practice session of all the three sections. There'll be real exam. I'll be asking you questions the same as an examiner will be asking you in your IELTS, speaking test, and you will have to answer. Atika, tomorrow I'm not going to see you silent, okay? You have to come prepared and you have to speak.
so
I'm
in
not
which
going
section there will be test?
and all the three sections.
So, but I still didn't done my practice test.
Practice of what? Which part?
So the test which you share in the group.
You can practice it at home. You can practice it at home and you can talk to Atika and right.
So can you take the test on Monday?
Uh, which test? Tomorrow and day after tomorrow it will be a practice session. In the practice session we'll be practicing the real time test, right?
Okay, sir.
It will be just a practice session. Don't worry about it,
Okay, sir.
right? So that's all about it for today, and inshallah we'll see you tomorrow the same time. Till then, have a good time and Allah Hafiz.
Allah Hafiz, sir.